Hey, it's Matt Platt back at you with video number 5 in my series of Create Your Own Radio Station. If you're just now tuning in, go to my YouTube channel and look at the past videos. 1, you're going to find the 4 prior videos in this series. 2, you're going to find some really funny videos of my wife and kids scaring me. They have a tradition of scaring me on the way home when I get home from work and videotaping it and then putting it on YouTube. So I've shared some of those to give you a good laugh. And this concept is Create Your Own Radio Station. It's a small business owner's guide to marketing. But it's also something that can be used for sales professionals or people that are trying to create their own brand. And so in video number 1, I talk about who I am and what my experience has been and exactly what I've been talking about with this Create Your Own Radio Station concept for the last 7-8 years in my seminars. Video number 2, I talked about what I mean by Create Your Own Radio Station. And then video 3, I cover email marketing, email gathering, and video 4, I cover social media. Now we're talking about credibility. Dr. Ivan Misner, the founder of BNI, Business Network International, I've been a member of one of his chapters for about 9-10 years now in Cincinnati, talks about V plus C equals P. Visibility plus credibility equals profitability. We all want to get to profitability. The problem is a lot of us skip steps in between there. And today we're going to talk about credibility because you could be the greatest at what you do, have the greatest product, but if you don't have credibility, it can kill you. And what I mean by that, I'm going to give you some examples. So what I learned early on in my sales career, my father taught me this, and some of my sales managers taught me this, was, I was going into companies that were looking for marketing help. And all of my competitors were in there just, I call it puking on them. Here's my product, here's my station, here's how many listeners, here's how great we are, here's why everybody else sucks. I took it a little different. I took it as a consultation of, hey, I want to hear what you're doing. I want to understand what's worked, what hasn't worked. And if what I have makes sense, I'll show you. If it doesn't, I'll walk away. One of my business philosophies is not to make a business decision based on money. And I think a lot of times people are out just trying to sell stuff, whether it fits or not. Well, if you're selling something that doesn't fit, it's not going to renew. I'll never forget a story when I was in radio. One of our managers, we got a mass email saying, hey, congratulations, this new sales rep had just sold the highest rate of anybody had ever gotten on one of the radio stations. It was a smaller, newer station. And he had spent like $200 a commercial is what he had sold. So I walked over and I talked to him, he was brand new, and I said, hey, here's what I'm going to tell you that's wrong. Corporate will love that. The managers will love it. You got a higher rate. You got a lot of value in the product. But your client is getting hurt because you're charging $200 a commercial and your client gets 5 for every 1,000. I'm charging 50 and I'm getting my client more value. Now, there's some positives and negatives there, but the long story of the story was trying to build credibility with your clients and keep people long-term, because if you sell somebody something now and they leave in a month, it does you no good. You sell somebody something now and you help them build their business and they're around for 10 or 15 years, they're a great customer. So giving, not taking. Don't be afraid to give people information without wanting something back. And that's a problem nowadays in sales and in businesses is we all want to take. And so I'll give you an example. I went to a seminar. This was a few years back. It was a golf seminar and it was on golf fitness. And when you're doing seminars, it's a great opportunity to get up in front of a room and really show your expertise and build a brand in front of people. When you get in front of a room, people think of you a lot differently than when you're not in front of a room. I can tell you that I've done hundreds, probably thousands of seminars, and it's amazing what you learn and what you can teach yourself being in front of the room. One thing I've always been told was never to sell in seminars. If you do a good enough job educating people on what you're talking about, they'll come to you for advice or to buy. And if they're a good option, they're a good fit for you, you'll do business. So I'm at this golf seminar, and it's a fitness instructor. He's in front of the room, and he apparently has a book he wrote on golf fitness and different mobility and strength exercises. And so he was going through his seminar, and he would talk about a topic, and somebody would raise their hand and say, yeah, what's going on? They'd ask a question. He'd go, oh, I'm glad you asked that question. That's on page 65 of the book. After the seminar, buy the book, and you'll know the answer. Well, long story short, he did that about 10 times. By the end of this 2-hour seminar, he had sold exactly that many books. After the seminar, all the negative comments I heard were, who was this guy? He never answered a question, buy my book. And it was a real big turnoff because all he was doing was he had his hand out. Give me money, I'll give you the information. If he would have stood up there and said, hey, here's how to do it. Here's the right way, here's the wrong way, here's what I suggest. Go at it. Afterwards, he would have had people lined up buying his book. And I've heard this in the automotive business that one of the number one way to sell oil changes, if you're an auto repair shop or oil change shop, whatever, is to have videos online talking about and showing how to do it. Do it yourself. Here's the car, here's the filter, here's the oil, here's how you do it, step A, B, C. Have fun changing oil, because guess what? Majority of people are like me. They're not going to change the oil. They're going to see something there and go, ooh, this is why I don't want to do that. Getting oil in my garage, the car falling on me, whatever. People want to understand the process. And a lot of times they'll come to you and go, hey, I understand what you're doing. I like it. I need it. I don't have time or the knowledge level that you do to do it as good as you can. So when you're selling to people, when you're doing seminars, when you're doing videos like this, you're not here to get somebody to click here to buy now. It's about, hey, here's who I am, here's what I know, here's what you should be doing, and here's how to use it in your business. So credibility. And what brought this up really this past week was I get about 50 to 100 sales reps call me and email me every week. Now, for the longest time, probably since I've ever had an email, my email address has been matt@mattplapp.com. Anybody with a brain can look and go, mattplapp.com. His name is Matt Plapp. That's his website. They can type that in and check it out and see what's on there. And I get that a lot. I have golf shirts that have mattplapp.com on them. I have a lot of different products out there that promote that. And so very rarely do I get reps that will call me and be armed with good information about me. My website's an open book. There's a lot of videos on there. There's links of companies I work with. There's a lot of information on me. This past week, I had a guy named Darren from Reach Local, an Australian guy, who called me about a product he had. And off the bat, he's like, hey, and by the way, I watched your video on Facebook advertising. And he went into detail about the video and why he liked it, what he agreed with it. And he's like, hey, obviously you understand this part of the business. Here's what I think we have that can help you. I want to schedule a conference call to go over our products and how they would help you. And he went on in the conversation and mentioned 2 or 3 other things from my website, a couple clients I had on there. And it impressed me because it showed me he wasn't just calling me to go, hey, I got the greatest product. Here you go. Click here to buy. He called me and he had researched me, which isn't hard, but nobody else does that. And he had watched the videos, did some scan. He knew detailed information from the videos. And I love that. And that's what really helps, because that's what a lot of people don't do. And that's what a lot of businesses don't do when they're trying to sell their products to their consumers. And so what I'm trying to tell you is credibility. Part of creating your own radio station is having a product that you can brand, that people trust, that they know, like, and trust, that you get the visibility with email and social media and whatever you're doing marketing-wise online, and mailers, signs out in front of your store, however you're marketing yourself. But you can have as much visibility as you want. But if you're not credible, you're never going to get to profitability. So that's what we're talking about in this video. Video number 5 is credibility. Figure out what you know really well and what you can teach people and how you can convey your credibility. And just remember, every business owner out there, every consumer is used to companies coming with their hands like this. How can you go to your customers with your hands like this? How can you give them things? So that's what I'm going to leave you with. Video number 5, credibility. Stay tuned. Video number 6 coming up soon. Probably going to do 15 to 16 videos like this to eventually build the book. I'd love your ideas, your feedback. Matt@mattplapp.com. Shoot me an email. Check out my website. Let me know what videos you'd like to see and what information would help you grow your business and create your own radio station. See you later.